Welcome to tonight's regional news. We start with a story from Haiti. Haiti's government imposed a nightly curfew and other restrictions Monday under an 8-day health emergency meant to curb the spread of the coronavirus. All outdoor activity will be banned from 10 p.m. until 5 a.m. under the decree issued by President Jovenel Moise, who was in Ecuador on Monday for the inauguration of the country's new president. The decree also makes the use of face masks mandatory for anyone out in public, while temperature checks and hand-washing stations are required for all public or private buildings such as banks, schools, hospitals, and markets. Social distancing in public places is set at 1.5 meters, nearly 5 feet. The president also ordered public institutions to reduce staff on duty by 50%, while he encouraged that other employees work from home. Residents of Port-au-Prince seemed to take little regard of what was expected of them under these new rules. In Trinidad and Tobago, 7 illegal immigrants traveling in a vehicle in Moruga during curfew hours on Wednesday night were arrested by police. Officers attached to the Southern Division Task Force, SDTF, were conducting an exercise when they observed a blue Serena motor vehicle along the Moruga main road in Trinidad and Tobago. When the vehicle was intercepted, several people left the vehicle and ran in different directions. Police officers chased the suspects and arrested 7 Spanish-speaking nationals who are believed to have entered the country illegally. They were sent for medical assessment and will be handed over to the Immigration Division for further processing. Earlier this week, the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, urged CXC to delay the start of the external examinations by 3 weeks and to simplify the content and methodology. CXC administers Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination (CAPE) and Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate (CSEC) examinations. At a press conference on Wednesday, CXC's registrar, Dr. Wayne Wesley, said that the decision was made during a special council meeting. Examinations will now commence on June 28. Results will be released during the last week of September into the first week of October, as previously decided. A strike that lasted nearly a day and affected grain shipments from Argentina came to an end late Wednesday, May 26, after labor unions said they had reached an agreement granting their workers priority for COVID-19 vaccination. Port workers held a 48-hour strike last week due to lack of vaccine access. Argentine port workers said on Tuesday they would hold a 48-hour strike starting at midnight after paralyzing agricultural exports from the country last week, with an initial work stoppage over demands that they be vaccinated against COVID-19. Cargo traffic at the port's hub of Rosario, from which about 80% of the country's grains exports are shipped, was snarled by last week's strike. And finally, the United States has arrested a former cabinet minister in the interim government of Bolivia's ex-president Jeanine Áñez on bribery and money laundering charges. In a statement on Wednesday, the U.S. Justice Department accused the former Interior Minister Arturo Murillo and his ex-chief of staff Sergio Mendes of receiving bribes paid by a U.S. company and individuals to secure a Bolivian government contract. The department accused the pair of then using the U.S. financial system to launder those bribes. 3 U.S. citizens were also charged with the alleged bribery scheme, which took place between November 2019 and April 2020. The Americans are accused of paying $602,000 to the Bolivian officials, the Justice Department said, to secure a $5.6 million contract to provide Bolivia's defense ministry with tear gas and other non-lethal equipment. The 5 men are charged with 1 count of conspiracy to commit money laundering. If convicted, they could face up to 20 years in prison. That was all for tonight's regional news. Thank you for joining.